rest in peace. All the dreams never realized. All the businesses never started. The potential never reached.
It is time for you to welcome the light.
All right. We are live up in here.
How you doing, Miss Jones? How are you?
I'm doing good, Crouch. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good. And this is DC to all you people watching us of our 5th season of Shaking Up the Algorithms. I'm one half of the Shaking Up Algorithms crew, along with my beautiful co-host,
Tomies. And we are here to kick it tonight and have some real, authentic conversation with some people that we want to definitely honor tonight. Some black men, you know.
Right.
We should be honoring y'all on a regular basis. You know?
Yeah. I think we're gonna need to put that in rotation, man. Yeah. and we are speaking live all the way from Houston, better known as H-Town, or whatever you want to call it, the bottom of Texas. So we're doing some big things, but all due to praises to God, and we're just gonna have a good show tonight.
Yes.
We're celebrating and giving our black men flowers, as we should do more of, but we're going to get into that later on.
Yes, we are.
And you know the amazing gentleman that's going to be on here. One's been on here before. I love that guy. I'm glad he's back. And you can go ahead and introduce the gentleman right now whenever you feel the desire to, ma'am. Go ahead.
Feel the desire. Okay, no problem. Well, I am going to introduce our first guest. He is not really a guest at this point. You might as well say he like family. You know, he's been on here a couple of times.
Right.
He is now the head coach, if I'm not mistaken, at Bishop Snyder in Jacksonville, Florida. And he coaches the girls basketball team there. Honorable dude. He's also a husband and a father, and he's just a great guy overall. So I definitely want to bring up first Rolando Lando Phillips. Come on up, sir. Come on up.
How you doing, Mr. Phillips?
We having some technical difficulties. Yeah, we can't hear.
Did he hit the mic thing?
I don't know. Go ahead and get yourself together. He'll be back. He'll be back. That's okay. We got somebody else. And this is a newbie on the show, y'all.
He from where you from, ain't he?
Yes.
No,
yes.
I should have known that accent. I knew that
Repping
accent. Felt familiar because I'm used to yours. But go ahead.
He is repping Richmond, Virginia, the Cap City.
Okay.
He's been coaching for over 31 years in football and basketball in the Richmond area. He's also had players to go on to professional football and basketball careers as well. And he's also worked over 12 years in the school system and as a youth counselor. So this man is like an overall advocate for our kids, you know, in all aspects of the word. So I'm going to bring him up as well. Mr. Carlos Lewis, come on up. Coach Los.
How you doing?
We are good. We are good. I'm just glad to have both of you guys on here. As I was expressing, backstage, there is so much that you all do that many people don't know. As far as just being a coach, even outside of your own fatherly duties, you're like basically fathers to a lot of your players that may not have one. So I definitely wanted to highlight you all tonight and, just kind of give your flowers because they do. So, but Crouch, did you have anything or that you wanted to jog the conversation or
Oh,
is
absolutely.
I know you do. I know you do.
I got a question for both of the gentlemen on the panel. My first question is, how did you get into coaching to begin with? Briefly tell me how you both got into coaching. Rolando, we can start with you.
Yes. So how y'all doing tonight?
All right.
All right. I've been coaching since I was 18. So I got into coaching. I worked at the YMCA when I was like 15, 16. And my old YMCA coach, and he was my AAU coach too. After I kind of aged out of playing ball, he was like, man, you wanna coach? So I was like, all right. So his daughter at the time, she was playing on the team, and at my Y where I'm at in Jacksonville, we didn't have like all girls teams. So she was playing on the team with guys and stuff, and it was a good experience because I got to see like the headaches that I would probably give my coaches growing up. I got to see that with like little kids being stubborn, and then also see them get better and stuff, and just the development of kids and them getting better over time and them having fun and being a part of it. And I was like, man, this is something I can do, for the rest of my life. Like I could definitely do this.
Wow.
Hmm. And how about you, Mr. Lewis?
My father was my coach in football, baseball, and basketball,
Hmm.
and so I used to go to my brother. My little brother stopped playing sports and football, so I used to leave my practice and go help. And so the year after I graduated at 19, when I started coaching at 19, so the year after I graduated, I wanted help. I ended up coaching, and I never stopped doing it. That became a habit. And then I also started coaching basketball the same year.
Okay, I got another question for both of y'all. This is an interesting question. And going from player to coach, what is the thing that you respect being on the coach's end that you didn't respect being on the player end?
That's a good question.
What coaches give out? You don't understand what is put into kids. Kids don't really understand what you put into them. Um, as far as like time, money, like it's just so much that goes into coaching outside of that hour game, outside of that hour practice, outside of what I'm saying. It's just so much that goes into it. Like coaches are the most they like they're underpaid and underappreciated. You know, you spend so much of your own personal money, your own personal time. You take away so much just to coach somebody else, and people don't realize like that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of time being taken away from your family, and when you're giving to other kids, and sometimes it can affect your relationship with your own kids. I've witnessed that myself because they feel I gave more time to the other kids than them. But when I had a passion for coaching. My kids understood my passion for coaching, but you give up a lot. I mean, you give up a lot.
So,
Wow.
what do you think is your greatest fulfillment of being coaches? What gives you the passion to want to keep doing what you do? Like, what is your fulfillment from doing it?
Just seeing the success of the kids. I got guys that's played in the league. I got guys that's doctors, businessmen, lawyers.
Mm.
Um, I mean, just to see that. I mean, just to you put your touches on the community and change lives. I mean, they could be doing other things, but they're doing positive things and being good men. I got a lot of guys that's married and got families, and they just being productive people, and that's what it's about.
Wow.
Definitely, that's definitely what it's about. I mean, like I said, I've been coaching for a long time, but uh, when I got to the girls' side of it, like over the last 3 to 5 years, I've been running the AAU program also. But I got like 8 girls playing college ball. I got a couple of girls that's that graduated high school with 2-year degrees, and they started their life off. I got a young lady right now who's 20 who works for Wells Fargo. She has a really high position, but
Wow.
2 years after high school, she took off. Like, she got an internship opportunity in the summer, and they liked her so much they offered her a real job. So, like,
Wow.
Mm.
That's
you know what I'm
cool.
saying? So seeing kids like you say grow over the years, like, and just knowing like I started doing this, and what I built and what I've, like you say, the kids touched and things, and that's the big plus to it.
Right, right. Well, I got a quick question too. Now, I know Lando, you're married, you have a wife. Los, I know you're not married yet, but it's
Yeah.
coming. Right. So my thing is, how does even sometimes I know you all touched on, your children sometimes feel slighted. You know what I mean? Because you are giving up a lot of your time to your players. But how do your significant others feel a lot of times? I mean, do you like bring them with you sometimes, or are they a part of the routine that you all set, or do they kind of separate themselves from that part of your life?
Well, so I've been doing it. I've been doing AAU, like travel basketball with just straight girls for the last since like 2019. So I started it. It's like me, my wife, my assistant coach, his wife, and my team, and one of my team moms. We've been the same people for the last. So like wherever I go, my wife goes. She travels with me. She's like the extra team mom because we usually take two teams, and
Wow.
like my kids all know my wife. They all know my kids. Like, so I keep my family engaged with it, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like a routine for them. The biggest thing to it is like I'm married, happy wife, happy life. So if my wife tells me I got to take a step back, or I'm doing too much, or you had two tournaments this month, you don't need to have a third one or a fourth one. Then I'm like, hey, I got to step back. When we scheduling stuff, and hey, I need this weekend, that weekend. So it's more of an understanding and having the right person with you. As
Right.
you all know that we all, as men, know, if that woman ain't happy, you ain't gonna be happy. We all know that. We all know that. So making sure that it's enough time being spent with everybody and everything. Because if it ain't, my wife gonna tell.
Right.
And it's
So
funny
David,
that you said, because I
y'all know
coached,
my wife gonna tell me. So she gonna let me know.
I
Yeah,
coached
she
AAU
don't want
for a
no
long
punch.
time too and traveled, and I was single at the time, so luckily I didn't have no one to speak on or whatever to worry about. But I took my kids with me a lot. But the last couple of years, my fiance, her nephew was on my team,
Oh
so
wow.
that actually helps a lot. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
playing one game, she's already understood she's coming to the game, but we're going out of town to play. So that's been cool with that. So I ain't
that's
had no
definitely that's definitely when you have it like when it's like family oriented, it makes it a lot
Yeah.
easier.
whole lot. Yeah.
And I know Carlos. Like I said, you've been doing it longer than me. So like you say, like when your younger brother was playing or something, it was so much easier to communicate with your family because they already there. They gonna
Yeah.
Yep.
be there 80% of
Facts.
the time or 90% of the time. So
Facts.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Well, my next question is, why do you think that men in positions of you that you all have don't really get their flowers, or it's not really publicized? Well, why do you think people don't really like get? Because honestly, y'all hold important positions that change the whole um, narrative and demographic of what happens with young black men. You know what I'm saying? Because they may come to you about personal issues, stuff at home, all of that stuff. So y'all kind of form that by being their mentors, on court and off court, or on field or off the field. So why do you think y'all as men are not getting y'all flowers like y'all deserve? Why do you think that is?
I
Or do
think
you
I
think it is?
do get our flowers, but I mean it's not something that you broadcast. I mean, because I get calls all the time about I need you to come talk to so and so. I need you to come talk to. Can you pick him up, spend some time with him? Like one thing I used to always do, I used to pick my kids, some guys that had single moms. I used to go take them to the barber shop on Sundays,
Mm.
just spend time with them, or we used to go eat breakfast and I mean just do stuff like that. Stuff that if their father went around. and things of that nature. You know, just stuff like that. I mean, stuff you don't really talk about, but the kids appreciate it. I got guys that still call me and tell me thank you for stuff like that. You know, just doing that. I mean, and you just do it if you just do it natural. It's not you don't want you don't need no flowers or anything. Just being naturally you. So that was
Yeah,
just something I did on the record.
I agree with him 1,000%. You doing it. The recognition part, it comes, it does come, but you're not doing it for the recognition. You're doing it for the kid. You're doing it to help. So like, like what you're saying, like him doing the barbershop. Like I had a young lady last year. She had a rough life, home life, but we helped her get into college, and she's at Alabama A&M, and she's flourishing right now. She's doing her work. Her grades are working out, and he was like, "Coach, you didn't quit on me. You told me all I needed was a new senior." And she was like, "And that's right. Like I don't have to worry about stuff no more. I can just take it." And sometimes say the most successful thing is seeing a kid get out of their struggle to the next
Yeah.
position. And it's even like a little bit more different for me because I'm coaching girls. So like a lot of young ladies are missing that father figure.
Right.
So when you're the only male, or like me and my assistant coaches, like I'm very big on this, like with coaching girls. It's always 4 coaches, one girl coaching 3 guys, because they need that male structure, but they also need somebody to lean on like a mother figure, or like to explain their stuff to them, stuff to them and things of that nature. But I tell them all, my biggest value I tell all of my kids is this: like, life is about learning how to adapt to a situation, and knowing that you can't do what you want to do. Sometimes you have to do what you have. Accountability. So you
Right.
teach kids accountability. And kids, like you said, when they don't have male figures around, you being there, like you said, him picking them up, taking them to a barbershop, that's something the kid look forward to. They're
Right.
not counting on you to be there to pick. People don't look at it like that. You're gonna be there to take me to the bar. Or a kid parent that can't afford something, that you step in. I know Coach Carlos, you probably done bought plenty of kids, plenty of kids sauce, plenty of
Yeah.
kids meals. That just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
It really does. It comes with the territory, and it's like it's not even second nature no more. It's like, oh, this kid ain't got it. I know so and so mama can't afford this. I'm already in my mind like, I gotta have, you know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I got this for this kid, this for that kid,
Right.
because you don't want them to feel left out and things of that nature, and you want to give them the same attention everybody else get.
Right.
That's the hardest part about coaching, I think. Is making sure that you got a team of 15, 20 kids. That's, all our coaches basketball, but I can only imagine he coached football. There's 50 kids out there sometimes.
Yeah.
You get 10, 15 minutes with each kid. That's
That's a
amazing.
lot. That's a lot.
Especially the coaching duties. I already know as a head coach, like it's so much other stuff that goes on, like behind the scenes, that makes it so much. Salute to you, Carlos, because I first say I couldn't do football. It's just too much you have to do. People don't realize you got to know what you're good at. Your lane. I know my lane.
Yeah.
I know my lane. And
Basketball is my best lane though, for real.
yeah, no, that football is a treacherous lane, man. Having
Yeah.
all them kids. But what I will say, when you're coaching, if you have a great people around you, staff, you'll always survive. You'll
Yeah.
always thrive.
That's definitely right there.
Yeah.
What have you seen in your kids? What have you seen like a tendency in their kids that you had to revisit a lot in your kids? Like, what is one thing with the youth now that you see a pattern that you have to really speak life into?
I think accountability is one thing,
Yes, Lord. Accountability.
and entitlement.
Yes, Lord.
Oh,
Entitlement. You know,
Really?
I mean, they don't understand it's earned, not given. And sometimes they just take things for granted. You know,
Wow.
I mean, that's one. I mean, these two of the biggest things I think with the difference with kids now from kids back in the day.
Definitely. Accountability, work ethic. Work ethic is my big thing. These kids
Right.
don't work for it.
Lazy. Man, you done had that conversation.
Yeah, yeah. And
These
my
kids are the
so
laziest Negroes I've ever seen in my life.
because like
It's
he was
just
saying,
sad.
and
Like you can get up and automatically be a Deion Sanders. That ain't how it works, sir.
yeah, and,
There,
and
there is instincts and there is talent that you have to develop to get the instincts.
Yeah.
You just can't. You can have an instinct. Jordan had the height, but he had to develop all the other stuff to go with the height.
well, what
So
hurts
I,
me was
go
what
ahead.
hurts me is now is social media, and coach know that
Oh,
Ooh. Yeah.
it's a big difference. So
mm.
I tell
Yeah.
my girls all the time, they 14, 15, 16, 17. I tell them I'm 34. So 17 years ago, there was no Twitter.
It won't.
17 years
None of
ago,
that. None
there
of
was
that.
Instagram was just starting. And they be looking at me like, dang, like there wasn't no TikTok. There wasn't
None of
no
that.
Yeah.
None of that.
right. So one day I was just telling them like I was just messing with them. I was like, go to Pinterest and see what was going on with tape in 2000, 2005, 2006. Like a lot of my kids, I work at a Catholic school, and it's private. So a lot of my kids don't understand the grind of going outside. I'm putting you outside all day.
Mm.
They don't
Yeah.
understand the going to summer camp, and summer camp you outside like 80% of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's only a few people that invest in themselves to know what they got to do to be great. It's just some people just have that instinct. Everybody don't got that instinct. Sometimes it's just innate. It's just innately. Jordan was the first one in the gym, the last one out. He had that ability. He wanted to be one of the greats, and that's what he became. See, and a lot of kids now, I don't feel like they had it. They don't have that natural killer instinct. They just don't.
Yeah, like you said, Coach. Like I said, Coach Lewis said it. Entitlement is because, and like I said, where I'm at, like compare my summer girls to my school ball. My school ball, like I said, your parents pay for you to go to school. I'm at, so
Right.
that makes sense to you, right? My summer girls are from the inner city, so these girls are dogs. Like they
Yeah.
like, you know,
They
you know,
killers.
it's a
They
difference.
go off a broke. Right.
So like guys, they don't realize like my wife had to learn this. The way I coach my girls in the summer, I can't coach my girls at the school the same way. Like the
Mm.
real me with my
Got it.
school ball, with my regular girls. My
Got
school ball girls, I'm breaking bad habits. And the bad habits is stuff that's not even basketball related. It's your mama let you get away with this. You come to practice late. You do this, you do that. And you think, oh, well, I can just tell my mama, no, that don't work like that. Because
it.
I have to
So
explain
that
to
so that's part of where the entitlement comes from, right?
yeah.
What you talk
Well,
about? Okay, got
yeah.
it.
That's
So
why I
so
said
my thing is so
because
my thing
you have
is
kids that are
go
when I
ahead.
say blessed, like even in the summer, I got kids that got both parents, right? Both parents got
Mm,
good. I got a girl on my team. She drives a Tesla
mm,
at 17 years old.
Dang.
mm.
She drives a Tesla, so she don't understand like the struggle of driving a car with no AC. Like the
Right.
struggle. Like one of her teammates had a car. Like my daddy wouldn't even play with me. Like I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? You as time comes on, coach, you have like kids that have it, kids that don't have it. Then you got a kid like it might be six of them in the car, and they mom got a Corolla, but they getting it,
Mm,
or whatever it may be, or they mom working two jobs and you barely see mom, but she dropping them off, and you know what I'm saying. So you get
mm.
so much. It's
Well,
so
You
much.
got the kid to ride a bicycle to practice.
Yeah,
right, right. Well, you know what? Rolando, what I'm thinking about what you just said, because you said something very interesting. I think the girl who has a Tesla, for example, her college is going to be paid for. She ain't got to work hard. Whether she make it in basketball or not, she going to get there. So that's where the entitlement comes.
Yeah.
A person that don't got it is hungrier because
Yeah.
they got to rely not only on doing good in school, but being talented. They, they,
Right.
they, they got to be the cream of the crop. So it's like that's where the hunger lies. So the only thing I can really see, I can honestly say that coming from the hood or coming from the inner cities, that hunger to make it is a lot stronger. The tenacity is a lot stronger. So it's like that definitely is an advantage to them.
yeah, yeah, and then like the not having that's a big thing to me. Like I never realized. I'm pretty sure Carlos realized. You probably heard before. But what really woke me up was like last summer we went on an AU trip. So we stayed in like a little, it was like a cabin, but it was like a 3-story cabin, like a man. My cousin is in the NFL. He helped pay for it. So the girl had a whole. We were in Tennessee for a whole week. So like every kid had their own bed. And I had 17 kids with me.
Wow.
So I had 2 or 3 kids come to me and be like, "I've never had a bed of my own."
Dang.
So for like, that's an eye opener. Carlos, you've been through that before. Like,
Yeah.
I'm in a situation where like my own bed, like it's 2 bunk beds and maybe a regular bed in the room, and y'all got a bathroom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can come out. You know what I'm saying it's two refrigerators. I can go ahead and get something to eat without nobody telling me what you're doing.
What you can't have, yeah.
Yeah. Have not the stuff that we take for granted, and you realize I'm giving this child something they don't get on a regular basis.
Right.
Or you go in like Chick-fil-A or something, you tell them get whatever you want off the menu. You get whatever you want. Like, to us, that's small.
Right.
I got 5 kids, so like I'm used to paying for 5, 6, 7. You know what I'm saying? On my own. So it's like, but for a kid to be like, "Coach, you sure I can get whatever I want?" That's eye opening.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's real though.
That's you really know. Like, I'm really doing it for what I, the right reason. Because I see a kid like they not going to McDonald's ordering a Big Mac meal. The small stuff like that's.
So, okay, I have a question for Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis, what's the greatest challenge you've had with an athlete, student athlete?
I mean, just trying to keep them focused on making the school part first, and then being an athlete second, and just taking care of that. They don't understand if they want to go to. A lot of people don't understand that these kids, you gotta get them grades first before you can try to go to college.
That's true.
I mean, and some kids just think they can just play ball without doing the schoolwork. It's student athlete first. That's one of the things I think right there.
I mean, and that just goes to show you, though, a lot of that kind of ties in with the entitlement, because you think because you got talent and you good, that's going to be enough to carry you. And sometimes it's not. You know what I mean? Right. You got to have the academic to go along with it.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what else that makes it worse? They have these, NIL deals with college students now, and they got these endorsements, just ridiculous. Now it's cool; it has its pros and cons, but some people may want to get to that next level just for that. You know what I'm saying? What's that girl? The girl from LSU. I can't think of the girl.
Angel Reese.
Yeah, she said, "I don't even care about going to no WNBA. I'm good." She literally said that in an interview.
I mean, the NCAA made so much money off of these guys before.
Oh my God!
I mean, I think it's just right, because you got a lot of guys that, I mean, they got in trouble because they had to get money from other people just to eat. And you got you selling that jerseys in the school and making all these millions of dollars, and they can't even get they can't even get nothing to eat.
That's true. I can't think. You said something. I was watching one of these documentaries, and it was a player like, I remember Johnny Manziel said it on his latest documentary. Like, like they was getting all this money off Johnny Manziel, and he wasn't seeing nothing. And what made him start doing illegal stuff, like, man, I'm in here, I'm hungry. Like, he's like, literally, like you said, like, I'm hungry. Like, I got nothing. Like, I'm chilling. I'm a college player, but I go home back to reality. I don't got nothing. Like, I'm going back to the home and all this, and
he was huge in college. That dude was a guy.
Imagine going to Foot Locker. Imagine going to Foot Locker. They got your jersey in there on sale, and you in college. You ain't getting out a pen off of that.
And oh yeah.
And you can't even afford to buy your own jersey out the
You can't even buy your own jersey.
And you in college. And it was like that. It was like that. And matter of fact, Deion Sanders, the one whose sons is getting a killing on NIL. Deion Sanders in college was a god. Everybody, he was one of the most marketable players out when he came out way back when. So, but I'm pretty sure he got something under. He had to have got something under the table. He had to. But if he would have got the NIL deals now, he'd have been a millionaire in college, easy. Easy.
The
Okay.
thing, all of that stuff is like y'all was saying, like life is literally about. I've learned this. It's about timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like life is so
Okay.
much about timing. To like, I tell my kids all the time, if I was born now, I work out.
Oh
When I
You
my
watch
be
God.
sports
different. Yeah,
practice, I be like,
definitely
Oh
different.
my God. And they ain't taking advantage of none of it, Rolando. None of it. They're not
It's so
taking
many different levels of college. They got 3 different levels, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, NIAA. You know what I'm saying? You got JUCO, D1 JUCO, D2 JUCO. You got the smaller
I didn't even
HBCU.
know that.
It's just so many prep
I ain't know.
schools. It's so much for these kids. It's like, hey, if you want to play this, you can do it. Like you can join the military and still play ball.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Kids got so
We got a shipyard building school here, and the guys getting paid like 500 a week, and they still get an education and a guaranteed a job after they graduate.
Wow. Wow.
the biggest thing I think I tried to preach to all of my kids, even the ones that are student. You made it when your mama and daddy ain't got to pay for you to go to college.
Mm.
And I
Right.
tell you, once you get to college, the goal is not basketball, it's the degree, it's the education.
Yep.
Because me and Mr. Lewis know sooner or later you're gonna stop playing this sport.
Yep.
Fact.
But what
Facts.
you got up here can't nobody take from you.
Right.
Fact.
So
That's
you
fact.
gotta use it to your advantage and make something out of your life. And that's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Tell my kids that all the time, like that's the biggest advantage in life. And like school ball, I make my kids play kids in the city because you need to get beat by somebody from the inner city. You see how somebody who's trying to go to the next level, how they really looks. You
Yeah.
see how it is. You see how like situations work. So,
Miss Phillip, I got another question. You brought up social media and how social media kind of counteracts what you're doing. How challenging is social media against your principles on coaching kids? How much of a struggle is that, or how much of a challenge is that?
well, but it's a new age of kids. So with new age of kids, they gonna automatically they gonna tend to flock to what they see on TV. So what we have to teach them is perception over reality. Social media is
Mhm.
real life. I know Coach Mr. Lewis knows. Kids don't realize social media is not real life.
Right.
That's a big deal. And so when you're teaching kids stuff like you're teaching them, everybody want to make a highlight film. He know this. Everybody got their highlight, but don't nobody want to show where they mess up. Don't nobody want to show where the bumps in the roads. Don't nobody want to show the game with the bad game. And that's a part of life. Everybody
Right.
talks about your success, but nobody talks about how many times you failed to try to get there, or it
Yeah.
just wasn't your timing wasn't right.
Right.
So life is literally just timing. I always say life is timing and God's speed. What's meant for you is gonna happen for you when God wants you to have it.
Right.
Okay. And what about you, Mr. Lewis? What is your biggest challenge with children as far as dealing with social media and your principles of how you teach them and how you coach them?
Well,
What's your
luckily
biggest-
I deal with younger kids, so we don't really have those issues with social media right now. I got kids that's 10 and 11, so they're
Okay.
not into all that. They'll post their little highlights and stuff like that, but as far as that other stuff, we don't really have to deal with that dealing with the younger kids, which is a good thing for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is an advantage. Right, right. Um, well, another question I have for you guys is, what is your end goal? As far as coaching, what do you want to accomplish, or do you feel like you've already accomplished it?
I think I've reached my goals a long time ago, but I'm still pushing because there's so many kids that I want to help and just build relationships with and just try to push them in the right direction. Um, I even had a player that won the Super Bowl. I mean, that right there was enough for me. Um, I mean,
Wow.
and I get to see him on TV every Saturday and Sunday right now. So,
Wow.
I mean, I coached my brother. He just became the first black head coach at Verona High School in over 70 years. He was the
Mm.
first hit, and he won the state championship his first year. I mean, those
Wow.
two right there are two big goals for me. And
Wow. Wow.
stuff. I won the state champ. I was assistant coach, won the state championship in basketball. And I mean, there's not too many other. I mean, just to see my guys grow and become good men. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest trophy ever for me. That's bigger than any championship trophy I ever won, honestly.
What about you, Mr. Phillips?
So I mean, coaching is definitely something I always wanted to do. Me and my wife would have, and I always want. My big goal with this all like, this is my first coming job, so I'm at a Catholic school. I was assistant coach there last year. So my big goal with this is the presence of my school is majority, white. Being honest with you guys, white and Spanish, and there's only 2 black people on campus.
Wow.
So the assistant AD, which is the boys' head coach, and maintenance man. So everybody else around the school is, white. So being in a situation, it was like when I first got this place, like, and I was like, well, God, why you got me here? And I think about it. But it's here to help our kids. They see another friendly. So I make sure I go to school at least 2 or 3 times a week. Even kids that don't play basketball, I speak to all the black kids, talk to them, and not just the black kids, all the kids, to let them know, like, hey, it's okay. And like, even with somebody that look like me, that's walking around this school, that I can talk to. I need things, but my end all be all is I definitely want to make it to college. I want to be a college recruiter. A lot of people want to be a coach, but I want to be a college recruiter. I am. My wife said I can talk and get along with anybody. So like, and I know the game of basketball, so I feel like I would be able to recruit and actually be good at it because I know that I coached I'm coach, now coaching school, but get, but my team.
Oh. Okay, well, since you all have mentioned a lot of, some of the struggles, I guess, that you've kind of dealt with from an overall perspective as a coach, I'm sure, again, you have a lot of players that come from traumatic experiences, traumatic home lives, things of that nature. How do you kind of like work with them? Because it's almost like those individuals may need more time and attention than some of your other players. So how do you divvy up your time like that? And how do you even deal with that? I mean, it's one thing to be good as a coach, coaching football or basketball. It's another thing to be a counselor. And troubled, you know what I mean? Or traumatic stuff like that. Some of these kids now, they got a lot on their plate too. And because they don't necessarily have somebody that they can vent to, that's kind of like where the coaches come in, because y'all now become the soundboard for them. So how do you handle those type of situations, and what situations have you dealt with?
I mean, I think just being reliable and being there for them and just showing them a different way, because some of them they're seeing things in a different light, and you got to bring them out their darkness and bring them to a light and just show them it's a different path. Like, I've coached kids that never been out of Richmond, and I've taken them out of state and on a plane and things of that nature for AAU, and it was a culture shock to them, but they just saw a different side of life. When they're used to seeing what they're seeing every day, they don't know, they don't know anything else like that. So you try to show them just a different light and show them that somebody there loves you and somebody cares about you, and it's more to life than just being in the streets and things like that.
Yeah, that's definitely, like you said, you have kids that's never been, like you say, on the plane, or never been outside of. Like, I'm from Jacksonville. The biggest Jacksonville is kids that I've coached. And girls, I told you, I ain't never been outside of Jacksonville. I ain't been outside of Florida, Georgia. Like taking girls to Tennessee like seeing mountains. Girls, we ride up a mountain. They look up. I've never been up a mountain. It's cold up here, like really cold. Seeing different stuff. Like, I mean, I've been to Chicago. Took my girl to Chicago one year. We took them to the tallest building or whatever. Like, girls was like, I would never, coming in with it. We would never go nothing like that. And so that's a satisfying moment knowing that you gave a child a life, riding a plane for the first time. As small as that might be to all of us,
Yeah.
but it's kids that'll be. I had a girl that was 8 years old, never been on a plane. Never been on a plane, never been on a train, never been on a mega bus, Greyhound. Like all her family is from Jacksonville.
Wow.
So the biggest they go to Orlando to Disney. They go to, what I'm saying, down south, for stuff. And that's it, Miami, but going up north like that. So that's definitely a big thing. And when a kid needs extra attention, you just try to make sure you can do as much as you can. Like I know it's harder on his end for football players because there's so many of them, kids, period. But just like on my end, I know if I got a girl that needs extra attention, I got it in my phone. Alarm will go off. Hey, text so and so, see how was school today. Days we don't practice. How did she do on this test? If I got it good in class, because I got 80 will send me their grades like and I just talk to them what's going on in this class or that class. Just letting them know when I have study hall, I have conversations with them when they're not doing homework. I ask them how y'all feel about this school, how y'all feel about what's going on. Just have a conversation. I learned that just works.
You know what, Mr. Phillips, your situation is kind of touchy to me. It's kind of different because in my life I was raised in the inner city, but I went to a private school. So it's like I kind of know the best of both. I kind of got the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen friends of mine driving cars that year, so I've seen that. And I've been to a school. My school was like half white, half black. And back then, and we're talking way back when, we had tuition. My school now is like $10,000 a year to go to. It's ridiculous now.
Yeah, my school is 15, so I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So my thing is that I know being around kids that don't know about that life and how they think, and especially when you're dealing with athletics and stuff, and you could tell the people that's hungry. And when I played ball, my junior and senior, it was a lot of us mixed in that group. And a lot of the inner city kids was on the privileged kids, and we ended up working together. And my senior, we went to state and won. So it's kind of my story was kind of like a Cinderella story, but I definitely understand the differences when you in a private school setting because the curriculum is different, the mindset is different. You're around people that's just doing extremely well, and that kind of guided me in life to want to do well. I didn't have that impoverished mindset, even though I was from the city. So I kind of understand. I can imagine how your situation is.
Yeah, it's kind of that's just the easiest way to put it. Like one, and you hate to say it like this, but we'll play other teams. And coach, you'll see this too. Kids from the inner city, if they come to a school, when they play kids they know or kids from the city, they say, "Oh, you're whitewashed," or you think you're better than us because you over here and this and that. So those are challenges you have to tell. Like our girl, she like I go hang out with my cousins. How they do is like you over there at them people's school, blase squads, and I was like, in life, the choices that your parents are making, the sacrifices they make sure you get a better education. Some
Yeah.
people ain't gonna agree with.
Right.
Right.
And I've been trying to teach my kids that everybody, and that's my biggest problem with privileged kids. Everybody's not gonna like
Right.
they
Right.
and that like everybody's not gonna mess like they ain't gonna screw with you you good like it's okay. Learn to be yourself. Learn to grow into who you are. Don't let because you're in a good situation and they're not. Don't take that as a negative. Just be thankful for what you.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Lewis, I got a quick question for you.
Go ahead.
Dealing with younger kids and how you coach them and this and the third. Have you ever had any negative feedback from the parents in your approach on how you coach them? Have you ever had any issue with that?
No. Well, I coach one of the guys I coach with now. He doesn't allow us to curse. So back when I was the young, I tell the kids, y'all got the old lows, the young lows. You would have got cussed the hell out. I mean, I just coach harder than when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But now it's more like I'm calmer. I got more patience now. I mean, I had patience then, but just my expectation is a little different as far as me pushing the kids. I don't go as hard as I used to, but I think I still get my point across. But we push them hard, but it's just a little different. And then I don't have the same type of kids I used to have. I used to have a lot of kids that from from single homes and from the hood. I mean, not the hood, but
Yeah.
So I just had different type of kids. So just the kids now and the kids then is totally different. Totally different.
That's a
Okay.
fact.
Wow.
I can't yell at little Johnny like I used to yell at at Buck. You know what I'm saying? I put it like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't yell at little Johnny like you used to yell at Buck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just different. It's just different.
Why? Because you feel like you get the backlash of the parent? Well, why do you say that?
I mean, I always had a good relationship with the parents of the kids I coached. A lot of the kids I've coached actually knew their parents beforehand. And a lot of the parents trust us, so they know we're not gonna do nothing to hurt the kid.
Okay.
But we just try to. I mean, I done seen so many kids get bashed or lose confidence by the way coaches talk to them and everything.
Yeah.
So we try to do a different approach, and we try not. We don't. I mean, the last couple of years we haven't cussed at the kids at all.
Wow.
I mean, not saying I condone cussing, but sometimes you got to do it to get your point across.
Right.
Right. I think when you coaching kids, I think coaches have an expectation. You know what I'm saying? Just flat out. Hey, here's my expectation. I need you to meet this. And my thing is, the first thing they think about is, well, how am I going to meet that? But you're not going to give them something that they can't attain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my thing is with the kids now, I feel like they're not pushed enough to feel like they can attain those expectations. Because if you get here where I need you to be, you're going to succeed. You stay here, you be lazy, and you do it your way, you're going to fail.
Right.
And I think that, right, I'm not a coach, but if I were one, you have to meet this. I can't do this one. You got to get here. Because my thing is that if you stay here, then you're on automatic pilot. You don't. That's what accountability thing is. The accountability is hard to attain. You don't have any accountability. But when you get here, that means you got to do work. And a lot of kids, work is the devil. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I think about that.
So even look at the difference of what you were saying between like with kids I'm coaching and probably coach, right? So my kids, my biggest problem with my kids, accountability and working. I'm telling y'all because you're so used to being given stuff, and then being a female. So think about now you're a female. You got the latest watch, get your nails done, your hair done, you got 2 and 3 earrings. And I'm just being honest. So like they know in practice. If you got jewelry on, you run. You can't wear it in the game, so why you wearing it in my practice?
Facts.
You got your cell phone. If you got your Apple Watch on, you run. To my practice without a coach coming from a teacher class, you're running. My kids will tell you run for everything you do wrong.
You got an Apple Watch coming to practice. Oh, that's lovely.
Man, the kids, their phone is attached to their hand. They feel like they don't supposed to put their phone down.
They can't. These kids,
they can't function without their phone.
That's true.
One of my girl's mom took her cell phone and all electronics from her for a weekend, and her mom was like, she was lost. She would walk by the room and her daughter was lost. No, I'm serious. I tell my
that's true.
What would you do without a cell phone? I tell them that all the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I purposely sometimes take my kids' phones just so they can experience what life is like without it. Because, like we said, we didn't have that stuff back in the day. There was no. There was no.
You had to remember phone numbers back in that day. You had to remember our phone numbers.
I'll call you when I get home.
Exactly.
Well,
I mean, they got total access to you now. I call you when I get home.
Right.
You had minutes, so you better not use all the minutes. And
hey man, you don't make anytime minutes. We gotta hang up. You don't make anytime.
That's true. Like they have no idea of you know, just finding something constructive to do outside of having a phone. Like, I mean, I know when I was a kid, we had other stuff to do. My grandma made us sit outside. You know, don't come back in.
Yeah.
Come back in. Either you out or you in. You know what I'm saying? You gonna find something to do. You gonna find something to occupy your time. You know, so it's like these kids.
And you know what? Back in the day, we was lost being on the inside of the house. What?
Yeah.
In the house? Oh no.
You couldn't do nothing in the house.
Look, I would pass out and not eat to not come in the house. Now these kids now they pass out not to get out of the house.
True.
True. I don't want to get out. I'm in AC. I'm good. I'm on the couch. I got my phone, my Apple Watch on. I got the TV on. I got the TV on the wall. I mean, it's sad.
My best player, Mama was like, she's like, she won't. When we go AAU tournaments, she played for me school ball. She would never stay with us. She always stay with her mama and daddy and stuff like that. So now colleges are calling for her and things of that nature. And I'm like, well, what you gonna do in college, baby girl? I said, because you're gonna have a roommate in the dorm because she's really good in basketball. I said, and what you think AAU was prepping you for the last 3 years? Yeah. Staying with your teammates, sharing a bathroom with somebody, people that you don't see on a day, you know, that you don't live with on a daily basis. You got to learn to survive. I said, your biggest problem is going to be not that you don't do your work, not that you're a good athlete, not that you don't have a work ethic, but you don't know how to communicate socially in the real world.
Yeah.
And that's gonna mess you up too. That's gonna mess you up.
So, all the time, like I've been trying to teach you for years. You like I was like, you're 18, you're gonna figure it out the hard way.
Yeah.
Mama kind of enables it. Daddy kind of enables. That's my baby. You know, always every age. Mama, daddy. I don't care. We flew to Kentucky. We flew to Tennessee. We drive somewhere. She either ride with one of her parents or one of her step parents. Her mom and dad. And I told her,
she get on campus. They coach ain't gonna do that.
Exactly.
Period.
That's all the time. That's my biggest worry for her. Is like, can you survive in the real world when mama and daddy ain't there to hold you in? And that's how to be women in the real world. Not to depend on the man, how to survive, how to take care of yourself, how to be. You know, that's the life skills part of it. Teaching them your worth. You know.
So let me ask this. So being that you said that, and I'm glad you said that, do you find that sometimes you have conflict with some of the parents and how they're, I guess you could say, how they raising their kids, and then it's almost like you got to come back and, try to reprogram the kids' minds. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like sometimes even as parents, we teach bad or negative habits. You know, as you were saying with these parents, it's almost like, they don't want to see that their daughter is in any type of danger or harm or anything.
They don't want to see them struggle. They don't.
Right. But at the same time, by not allowing them to learn that, it's almost as if they're hindering them again from what they're going to experience in the real world. Their parents are not going to always be there. So when they, like you said, as she goes into college level academics, her parents ain't there. They're not going to be able to walk around campus with her or go to all these different events with her. She's going to be on her own. But at the same time, she's going to be lost because she did not have, that room to grow into that. So my thing is, I know, Los, with you, the kids are a little bit younger, so they don't necessarily have to experience that yet. But you still have some parents that coddle their kids too long.
Well, I coached AAU too, and I had those older kids. So yeah, I've been in a coaching situation too, where you have some kids who stay with their parents, and then you have guys that stay with the other guys. So I can understand and relate with you saying about that. So yeah, it's definitely a big difference.
So how do you end up working or transitioning the kids while they're with you? Because it's almost like, hey, it's like, when you're with us, you're with us. You have to go home, you with your parents. You know what I'm
You have
saying?
to set the tone and give them expectations of what's expected from you as a coach. Especially when you go out of town, you're going to stay in the room with you, and you got to be in the room by a certain time. When we go to leave for the game, you need to be at the van at 5 minutes before we leave. I mean, you just have to set the tone and set the rules, and they got to abide by it, or they get left, or they sit. I mean, that's the only way they're gonna learn.
Yeah.
That's the only way to learn.
I mean, that you have to require kind of like eat together. My wife will cook, or my assistant coach, his wife might cook. So kind of try to make them eat together, and different little small things. But like I said, my biggest drop off, I think, is school ball, which makes it easier. In school ball is this, like, hey, after school, game days, like we got to get to you. After school, everybody meeting. We meet in the room in the cafeteria. We all sit down, we eat. That's 30 minutes. We eat. We do after we eat, you guys we go for the game plan. Y'all go get dressed. After you get dressed, go see the train. We all meet up again together. We might talk about something a few minutes outside of basketball, and then we get back to hey, this is what we're doing. This and Coach Lewis know it too. Like, hey, you
Yeah.
gotta require this. And you have to let parents know from the jump. Like, I'm at a Catholic school. I tell my parents all, some days your kid's gonna come home mad at me, and I'm okay with that.
Facts.
Some days you mad at me, I'm okay with
that.
it. And I tell my parents straight up, like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to baby. I don't babysit. I got my own wife.
Right.
If you come in here to play basketball, you gonna play. I had a girl quit. She told me I can't do it, coach. It's too much. You're making me lift weights. You're making me run. You're making me. So now, right. So now, and like I told her dad, when her dad came, I understand. She's never been on a team that was trying to win. I explained it to him. Her middle school, it was okay just to play like it's the YMCA, but not with me.
Yeah.
If it's 17 other girls lifting weights, why can't she?
I love what you just said. I mean, when you play on a team, your end goal is to win.
Correct.
Your end goal ain't just to be involved with other people on a team wearing a jersey. It's a difference. But my coaches say that we ain't do all them squats and do all that stuff to lose.
No.
So the expectation is to win. So my thing is, if you don't have a pride to win, you're always going to settle for losing, just flat out.
And a lot of that comes with on my end. That's why I tell you guys. He said it first: entitlement and work ethic. If your mom and dad allows you, like your mama bought a $500 package for basketball, and like, oh, it's okay for you to quit. What?
Right. Wow.
And
Ain't nobody
that happens all the time.
us quitting.
It's okay. You can quit. It's okay.
No. My dad.
I think $500. You ain't quit.
And then they take that in life. Hey, it's okay for me to quit. My mom said it's okay. God. It's crazy.
That's another thing. I don't believe in that quitting stuff. And when you got
Man, what? We could even quit on a play, much less quit the squad. What?
Yeah, for real.
But it goes to the time of the kids too, you guys. New era of kids.
Yeah.
And Lewis know it too. Coach Lewis knows. And AAU, they'll quit your team and go join another team.
Join another team. Yep.
Yeah.
But AAU, I don't know how AAU is out there with y'all in Jacksonville, but now they got teams where it's different. I mean, you had to earn. When I first started coaching AAU basketball in the 90s, you had to earn it, and it was like the best players. Now you just got AAU teams where
Man, if your mom and daddy don't like what's going on, they go start an AAU team.
Yeah, yep. It's
Really?
Yes, it's watered down so bad that it's bad.
Man, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 black programs in my city and all the schools are less than 20 miles away from each other. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 predominantly white. So this is one city.
What?
Yeah.
Dang.
These are the major AAU teams.
Wow.
Then you got to think about it.
It's the same way in Richmond, but in 757 they don't allow that. They got Boo Williams have it on lock, so you don't have them problems down there. But that's why we can't compete with them. I mean, we're competing more now, but yeah, it's watered down.
And
That's crazy.
I can just go through, man. 904 Elite. Man, I'm late OTOD on our boy side. We got OTOD. We got Duval Sons. You got Duval Grizzlies. Man, it's just so I keep going, man. Y'all it's just so many. It
Yeah,
don't make no sense.
Right.
It just, but the thing is, it's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is, at least the kids are not doing something they don't have no business.
facts.
The bad thing is, like we say, the life lessons you teaching kids. If this don't work out, I go quit and do something else.
I go
Right.
somewhere else. Yeah,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
A
Mm.
lot of kids, a lot of growing up this day and age, when they get older, they don't like adversity. They don't like challenges. They want everything to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
easy.
Easy. Be easy. Right. Hand it to them easy. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
That's
tell my kids all the time, life is not like Grand Theft Auto. You cannot down this video game and come back. They laugh. I'm so serious. Like this is not Call of Duty where somebody shoots you up and you come back.
You come
right.
right back.
Right. Right.
And,
Right.
and I use that analogy to teach them about the choices you make.
Yeah.
Right.
Choices you make in real life will affect you for the rest of your life.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Okay, gentlemen. I want to say this. I actually love both of y'all as guests. Very informative. I've learned a lot from just listening to you, especially how it is nowadays
Yeah.
compared to back in the day. It has some of advantages, some disadvantages, but the people, all the people that are listening, what is a good way, easy way to find you guys? Rolando, we're gonna start with you.
So I'm on social media, of course. I'm on Twitter. My name on Twitter is Coach Londo. So Londo OTOD. So that's like, so you if you get on Twitter, it shows my basketball girls and things of that nature, highlight film, all kind of things of that nature. And,
Do you have a YouTube?
on YouTube, we do have a YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. It's my wife has one for our team. They have one for my AAU team is just under coach Lady OTOD. My Instagram name is Coach Rondo, not Rondo, because my friends always call me Rondo, and with the number 9 behind it. So that it has all my coaching stuff on. And my AU team is Lady OTOD at on Instagram and any other ones. So, like my wife vlogs all our trips, go out of town with the girls, things of that nature. Um, it's just great. School ball I have this we started one also. So this year we'll have after practices we interview the kids and things.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Oh, that is true.
So you
What
kind of
about
like day-to-day process. We did my tryouts, we did fall ball, we do like the conditions, how the girls feel conditions, that. So just trying to make it fun.
what about you, Mr. Lewis? How can we find you?
Coach Los 804 on Instagram and Carlos Lewis on Facebook. If you go on my Instagram page, I have also do uniforms. I do sports gear and everything as well. And you might see some of my highlights as far as my team and stuff like that. But I don't really do too much social media. But yeah, but Carlos Lewis on Facebook and Coach Los 804 on Instagram.
Okay. Well, like I said, this has been an amazing show. We're definitely gonna have you both back. I love y'all energy. I love how informative you were. I love how y'all do how y'all coach and how y'all do y'all kids. Y'all are amazing men. I'm gonna just tell y'all that personally. I love both of y'all, the way y'all approach to coaching, and I look forward to y'all being back on the show. We got to figure that out.
Okay, that's fine with me. I'm looking forward to it.
What you have to
Yeah.
say, Miss?
Yeah.
What do you have to say to Miss Jones? What do you have to say, Miss Jones?
Well, again, it is always a pleasure having you on the show, Lando. And look, Carlos, this will not be the last time you will be on. Just know that, okay?
Okay.
I'm definitely bringing you back.
Right.
But this has been a really, really good conversation tonight, guys. And hopefully this will impact a lot of the parents as well that are listening, that have their children in different sports and things of that nature, to really kind of work with you all, because it makes it easier. You as coaches are basically like parents to our children when they're in your care. You know what I'm saying? So the more we work with you, the more, you know, it helps our kids to succeed and thrive in everything that they need to do on and off the field. So I definitely commend you both for that and all that you impart to, you know, the kids that you all work with, because it definitely helps them to be successful in their life as well.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me. Like always, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, make sure you hit us up when you get down to the H-Town, you know.
Oh, please do. We got to break bread. We got to do something. We got to break bread and do something for sure.
Yeah, we definitely do. We got to go out to eat something, you guys. Hang out.
Yes.
We definitely, me and my wife will be weekend, Thursday through Sunday. So.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right.
Mm-hmm. But it was nice. It was nice, y'all.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All right. You too. Have a great night.
All right, you too.